Papa switched it up on me today. Why did you do that?
I didn't have room. I got plenty of room here.
You had room. This was over here until I moved it. Nice try, Papa. He switched up seats on me, and now I'm just now figuring that out. I knew something was very, very different. And I don't guess we have any announcements, Papa, for the community. I just know fireworks are for sale. Radio listeners, fireworks are for sale at the Bledsoe County Rescue Squad.
Not long, are you?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Excuse me.
And Papa's just now realizing, Allie, that we're on after a minute of talking.
Hello.
Wake up, Albert. As I was saying, radio listeners, the Bledsoe County Rescue Squad is selling fireworks. Let's see, I think it's 2 more nights that they'll do it until, I want to say 10 o'clock. I had the information a while ago, I think till 10 o'clock, and then the 1st to the 4th, I believe it's till midnight that you can...
Till midnight?
Yes, there's definitely some days and nights where you can get it at midnight.
You know, I've not heard a word about the Church of God selling fireworks this year.
Yeah, I know, and they always do.
Have a big display too.
Yeah, and I've not heard a word about that.
They're not. They can't be, or they would have been.
Well, that's true. We think it would be.
They would have wanted us to announce it.
That's true. That's true.
But this is a first.
Oh, Well, that's sad.
Well, you hadn't thought of it till I told you, though.
No. Well, speaking of sad, we do want to announce that today, this episode, is the final episode of the Albert and Billy Show on Channel 18, ValleyTV. We will still be on the radio, though. You can listen to us here on WUAT every Friday at 2 o'clock. But this is the final episode of Albert and Billy Show for Channel 18 ValleyTV. Our producer is leaving, and we want to wish Allie well, and we know she has a bright future. And
we're not included.
Well, we may have some specials. We'll see. We might have a few specials throughout the year. That would be on YouTube. So we'll let you guys know about that.
How many have we done on TV?
This is 44th episode. Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
Are you surprised that we stuck around that long?
Oh yeah, and we're going out on our own terms. I mean, it's our decision, so you really can't ask for more than that, can you?
Well, it would have been sad.
That's better than getting the axe.
I started saying it's sad world whenever they come and tell you, "Hey, we don't want you anymore."
That's right. And it's nothing like that. So we do want to thank all the fans of the show. You guys have been great. It's been a huge success, and it's been amazing, really, hasn't it?
Let me tell you, I've had a lot of help from Lala in Dunlap.
Oh, I know.
She has furnished me with innumerable things that I was able to utilize in the program that I presented. She was very helpful.
Linda Kilgore in Dunlap.
She even sent me a couple of masks to help me get through this.
She did. I remember that.
And I wear them.
Isn't one of them a Tennessee?
No, both of them was
Duck Dynasty.
Duck Dynasty.
That's right. Duck Dynasty.
I love them.
Yeah, good choices.
People notice them. They say, "Where'd you get that?"
I'm sure.
And then, of course, Ruby calls on a regular basis.
Oh yeah, we love Miss Ruby, also from Dunlap, and you can continue to call us, and you can comment on our Facebook page and my Facebook page. some of your best memories of the show if you'd like to. And we're going to try to get through this episode, Papa. But just remember that, we're not going anywhere. We'll still be on the radio. You can listen to us on WUAT every Friday live at 2 o'clock. So
for
we're still going to be
indeterminate time.
Right. Yeah.
Depends on half of the show.
Right.
You're probably geared up for another 50 years. I won't last that long.
Well, let's hear your trivia for one final time here, Papa.
All right, I want you to be very attentive. There are clues, so you listen to them. A part of a loaf of bread is called a...
I hit the desk there. What the?
Peel?
Heel? Is that what you said? Peel?
No, a part of a loaf of bread is called...
Oh, a slice of bread?
Slice of bread.
Yeah.
Now, there is a heel. You're right.
Right.
There is a heel. Well, one on both ends. Unless you buy a half loaf of bread, just get one. Number 2.
That's true.
An unlucky gambler's note. What does it say? 3 initials.
Oh, probably I owe you.
I owe you.
A bunch of money.
Every much I lost. This piece of equipment runs on runners. What runs on runners?
That is one bad clothing.
Well, it's something you'd see in the wintertime. It's a conveyance.
A sled?
A sled. It has runners.
It does,
That's what you call the base.
Well, you said wintertime. That's the only
okay.
thing I could think of, really.
Tinned, Tinned, tinned fish in a flat can. What's it called? You buy it in a little flat can.
Tuna?
No, flatter can. About that thick.
Sardines.
Sardines.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. But I mean, some people eat them with mustard, though.
I went on the rolling store one time with Jack Nipper.
Yeah.
And we stopped for dinner. 4th of July, I believe. It was hot as blazes on that truck. And he opened up a can of sardines for us to eat for dinner.
Oh my God!
Stuck to high heaven. I couldn't eat it.
I was about that. That was my next.
I don't think I ever ate any sardines any time in my life after that.
That turned you against it, didn't it?
Now, next question.
The smell.
Name me 3 other kinds of fish that you buy in a can.
Tuna.
Tuna is one.
My lifeline is tuna.
One's very popular.
No.
You make the patties out of one.
Oh, salmon?
Salmon is 2. You won't
just got that because you said patties.
You won't ever get the other one. Mackerel. Mackerel was a cheap man's salmon.
Cheap man's salmon?
I'm not kidding. You could buy salmon for over $1 a can, but you could buy mackerel for 50 cents a can. Rich, poor man's salmon.
I've never heard of that. That's pretty good.
I never thought of it before. Sorry about that. X marks the
spot.
And you always, every time you go into a store, you got to go with X's or the tape.
That is true.
That's not going away soon either.
No.
It's coming back.
Oh, the news. It is. We've hit 10 million cases in the world. 10 million. There's nearly 126 million deaths in the United States.
No, 126 million. Thousand. Yeah.
That's the first mistake I ever made.
You just way off. Anyway.
What are your blank? What are your odds? In other words, what are your blanks?
That is a terrible clue.
What?
Chances.
What are your chances? I said odds. What are your chances? What are your odds?
Okay.
Okay, a cold place. What is a domed residence called?
Igloo.
Oh yeah, an igloo.
Igloo.
In Alaska or the North Pole or something.
I went to school with Lewis Robertson, and he spent a time up in Alaska working.
Oh really?
And boy, cold.
Well, yeah.
Carolyn's sister lived in Alaska for a while.
I know, and Aunt Cindy did too.
Yeah, she went up there.
Well, that was her mama, and yeah, she had her up there for a while.
Okay.
I'd like to go see Alaska.
Well, a lot of people take cruises too.
Yeah, I'll be down for that too.
Comedian Jay
Leno. The Tonight Show.
That's gone by the boards. Jack Parr used to be you don't see Jay Leno anymore.
Oh yeah, he don't.
Jimmy Fallon.
That's right. Jay Leno stepped down from that. That's right.
Jay Leno has no telling how many cars.
Well, I was about to say it's not like he needs the money.
But he told me, he didn't tell me. I read where he said that he never bought a car unless he had the cash.
Wow.
I never bought.
Sure he did.
And don't you know that he's had to pay quite a bit of money for some of the cars he owns?
You dang right. Every car he owns.
He's got to buy a garage. You got to have somewhere to put them.
Well, that is true.
But he said
well, he's probably got
that he never
houses.
bought a car unless he had the cash to pay for it.
Dang.
And I don't think his
Must
lifestyle.
be nice.
Well, I don't think he ever bought anything unless he had the money. He just didn't buy it if he didn't have the money.
Well, I mean, that's smart because that's how some of them get in trouble.
That would be a wonderful way for people to live, except that would probably put banks out of business.
True.
We don't want Vicky to be out of a job.
I know. It takes so much money.
Let's go borrow some money.
Exactly. Everything's so expensive now that, yeah. It's hard to have much extra money. Everything's expensive.
Well, in 1953, Carol and I got married. In 1962, we bought a lot and built a house.
Yeah.
We had to pay $100 a month for our house, the loan that we took out. $100. And listen, we had to pay. That house I live in now cost $11,900. You don't believe that?
I do. It's crazy how much it's changed.
But now
keeps going
I'm
up.
paying taxes on that house, and it is valued at $77,000.
Exactly. See, that's a reminder there of how much it's changed.
I paid $2.25 a pound for some bologna last week. When I went to work in the store in 1953, bologna was 50 cents a pound.
Gosh, how much was it this time again?
$2.25 a pound.
Gosh, that's a big increase actually.
That's all of
That's
trivia.
everything though. Heck, it'd be $5 for a piece of bubble gum for long.
Bubble gum was a penny, and that's a nickel. Bubble gum was a penny.
Well, that's the only thing that stayed cheap then, I guess.
Well,
because not much else has.
You know, stamps are 55 cents. Stamps to send a letter was 3 cents.
And so they're 55 cents now.
They're 55 cents now. They used to be, when I was a boy, 3 cents.
Okay, so they went up 52 cents.
You could send a postcard for a penny. That's all of trivia. You ready for sports?
All right. I'm gonna miss that trivia.
We can let Addie go to sleep now.
Yeah, she can sleep through sports one last time.
Sports of all sorts. And the number one sport is golf today.
Really?
Yeah, you don't like golf.
What a shocker.
The only thing you dislike more than golf is marbles.
Yes. Because it's not a sport.
This was several days ago, but Nick Watney became the sport of golf's first player to test positive for the virus.
Really?
One golfer.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the best golfers in the world, and some not so good, were competing that weekend for a $7,100,000 prize.
Dang.
In the RBC Heritage Tournament in Hilton Head, South Carolina. Have you ever been to Hilton Head?
Oh, that's a pretty place.
Oh man, alive! Hilton
Beautiful
Head.
place, ain't it?
Carolyn told me that all the rich people, and not all the rich people, but several of the rich people
It's
in
ritzy,
the world that were corporate owners and corporate heads and everything, they all had places of residence there, and they didn't even have kitchens in their homes. They wanted their wife to be able to go to the clubhouse with them and have their meals. And this is back during World War II.
Yeah.
And they would come there every weekend and have a good time.
Right.
And finally, it occurred to some person in the administration, that would have been Harry Truman's or FDR's,
Yeah.
that all those people conglomerated on one little island. What would stop the Japanese or the Germans from dropping a bomb there and killing a bunch of people that are influential financially in the world, in the United States? And so they closed her down. Couldn't go to Hilton Head anymore.
You're kidding me? For how long?
That's what Carolyn said. Now, I don't know.
I wonder for how long.
I don't. Well, the war was over in 1945. I don't
So
know.
during the war, you couldn't go there, apparently.
I don't know how long it took them to realize that. But now Carolyn told me that.
Okay.
And
so
you know,
she knew it and you didn't somehow.
Carolyn never told a lie. Anyway, the winner of that tournament was Webb Simpson. He won $1,278,000.
Well, poor guy.
The amount of money that you can win for winning a golf tournament blows my mind.
I know.
Now, baseball players make big bucks, but they'll play 162 games. Not this year.
It's true.
But to play 4 days and get over $1 million, that just blows my mind.
I know.
Horse racing.
That's crazy.
I'm sure you don't like horse racing.
Nope, not really.
Okay.
Well, it's kind of boring to watch.
Well, it's not as bad as car racing.
Right, like
Vroom, vroom, vroom. But the horse racing, it don't even. A horse race won't even last 2 minutes, I don't guess.
No, it don't.
But anyway, the Triple Crown in horse racing is composed of the Kentucky Derby at Churchill Downs, Kentucky. That's Louisville. Then you have the Preakness Stakes, and that's located at the Pimlico Racetrack in Baltimore, Maryland. And then this year the Belmont Stakes is going to be first, but it used to be last of the three, and it's located in New York. Well, Tis the Law finished first in the Belmont Stakes. That's the first winner the winner of that race was from New York.
Really?
First time since 1882 that New York furnished a winner in the race.
Then they hosted the race,
Okay, but instead of 100,000 fans, there was probably about 100 people there. No fans. This was the media and the jockeys and the personnel that ran the racetrack.
Yeah.
No betting. And I thought, this is pure Albertology, I thought that the only reason you had horse races is so people could bet on them.
I mean, it is a really big part of it.
I know of people from Pikeville that used to, I don't know them now, but used to, they would be in the store and we'd be talking, they'd say they were going to the Kentucky Derby that weekend. They went to play the horses.
Yep.
Bet on the horses.
Yep.
But anyway, that's horse racing.
That's probably really boring to watch then.
Now in football.
No people.
Let me tell you about football. Tennessee's largest contribution to the Hall of Fame, no doubt, is Peyton Manning.
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
Well, Peyton Manning, a week before last, decided that he wanted to do something for the schools in Hamilton County that were damaged in the tornadoes back last April. So he decided that he would help every school that was damaged, and there were 4.
Okay.
And he said, I'm going to give each school $5,000 to be used wherever they deem necessary.
Okay.
Then the NFL came along and said, we'll match Peyton's gift dollar for dollar. So each of these schools got $10,000. Central was 1,
Okay, that's good.
East Hamilton was
Yeah.
2. Ooltewah High School was 3rd.
Okay.
One private school, Grace Baptist Academy,
Yeah,
qualified 2. So they all got $10,000
Wow.
because of
Because of Peyton?
Isn't that nice?
Yeah, good job, Peyton, man.
I like to see people with money use it to benefit others. Bill
Yeah,
Gates
that's what they're
is
supposed to do.
one tremendous example.
Mm-hmm.
He and his wife have a foundation, and they perpetually utilize their money to help people around the world. And he's very instrumental in what's being done to fight this virus.
Right.
He's really he's into
It is
it.
a lot of money.
He's
but
into it
uses
100%.
Yeah.
Baseball.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have baseball yet.
Yeah.
Sunday before last, the Major League Baseball owners had decided that they would not have spring training, and well, that's already been decided. The Phillies had 5 players to test positive for the virus. The Astros had 1.
Mm-hmm.
So that messed everything up.
Oh.
But the 2 teams, the 2 facets, your owners and your players, the
Mhm.
players union, have been beating each other's head in. The players want a 70-game slate it's going to start July the 23rd or 24th.
Okay.
Baseball season is going to start
Okay, I was wondering.
next month, 23rd or 24th.
Okay.
The players want a 70-game schedule because they're going to make full money per game, prorated out. So they want
Right.
70. The owners came up with 50.
Right, and they're
That's an impasse there of 20 games. So finally, recently, they have settled on to get the season started. A 60 game. They compromised.
Oh, they did? Well, I can't believe it.
There's going to be a 60-game slate instead of 162.
Well, I'm glad that they swallowed their pride a little bit on that.
One player, his name was Trevor Bauer, Bauer. He's a reserve pitcher for Cincinnati.
Okay.
Listen to what he said.
All right.
He took a pot shot at his own union. He said, "We're driving the bus straight off a cliff. How is this good for anyone involved? That's owners or players.
Mm-hmm.
COVID-19 already presented a lose-lose-lose situation, and we've somehow found a way to make it worse."
Yeah. Yeah.
Incredible.
I
That's
know.
one player out of 800 that has voiced the truth.
It is the truth.
It's the truth.
Yeah. I'm glad he said that.
Anyway,
I'm glad he said that.
something's not right in baseball if you've got the players union and the owners willing to gamble with each other to see which one you're playing. What is that game you used to play? Chicken. See which one will veer instead of hitting head on.
Yeah. Stupid game to play, yeah.
Okay. I think I smell a rotten apple somewhere. There's got to be, or maybe I smell a bushel of apples. Well, heck, I believe the whole darn orchard is rotten. There's got to be something wrong that those 800 players not got enough sense to match that Trevor Bauer. That man has his head screwed on right, and all the rest of 799 they're out flying a kite.
Oh, greedy, I guess.
But to see, you've got billionaire owners and millionaire players.
Yeah.
The billionaires got a deeper pocket.
Yeah, they do.
They could say, "Boys, if you don't want to have a season, let's go for it."
That's true. That's true.
But anyway,
it's hard to feel sorry for either one of them.
We don't know if there will be an all-star game or not. The season was going to open with the games in London, England, Mexico City, and Puerto Rico. Those have been washed out. They will not be there. But fans, the only way you get to see we went to see a baseball game in Chicago. We went to see the Cubs play at Wrigley Field. Most interesting thing about that to me Well, two things. O'Hare Airport was nearby, and you'd see a plane come by your eyes every 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
you could see on the rooftops of the buildings all around Wrigley Field,
Mm-hmm.
fans would gather on those building rooftops to watch the game.
I know. Yeah.
Well, that's the way that fans are going to get to watch baseball. They're going to have to slip and peek through a fence or come up with some kind of an innovative way to observe the game of baseball, because they're not going to be any fans.
Yeah.
But there will be television contracts galore. What bothers me, there'll be no hot dogs, there'll be no jobs for the people in the concession world.
Yeah. I'm so tired of that.
Now let me go back to NASCAR just for a minute. We got one black race driver.
Mm-hmm.
His name is Bubba Watson. He found a noose in his place that he has in his garage. That is his owner is Richard Petty. He's 82 years old now.
It's petty, yeah.
And they brought in the FBI and every Justice Department, everybody. And they said if they can find out the person or persons that did that, they will be barred from NASCAR races for the rest of their life.
Oh, wow.
A noose.
Oh, my gosh. And they don't have no clue
One
who done
black
it.
man racer. But then I've heard since then that it wasn't really a noose. But now that was oral. Somebody gave me that oral. I've not read it.
Okay.
I've not read it. The last thing I read, and it's not been repetitive, is that he found that noose and he was all upset and crying, but all of racedom, all the drivers and owners backed him.
Okay, well, that's good. They're doing the right thing.
But that's it with sports.
But whoever done that, yeah, that's terrible.
But you know, there is too much hatred in this world.
Oh, yeah, I know it. I know it.
Too much hatred.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to start preaching love.
Yeah. Yeah.
Love.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I told Allie a while ago
protest.
that she ought to read the 13th chapter of 1 Corinthians. It's just got 13 verses. It's the chapter that ends with now abideth faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love. But in the interim between verse 1 and verse 13, love keeps no record of wrongs. But you see, in a love relationship between a husband and wife, that husband will keep up with how many times she burns the toast. And then she'll keep up with how many times he doesn't take out the garbage.
People tend to do that to each other, yes.
But love overlooks things.
Yes.
And
yes.
in the marriage, each person is the giver of love and each person is the receiver of love.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reason you have a wedding ring. It's boundless. It's a circle.
Okay.
You give love and you take love. That's not
No, I saw something on there. That must be part of Albertology.
I'm through with my sermon.
Oh, well, preach on, Brother Albert, preach on.
I'm through with my sermon.
We want to thank our sponsors for the Albert and Billy Show. And your continued support sponsors for the radio show. Citizens Tri-County Bank, Bilbrey Insurance. Go see Frank, Susan, and Sadie. For all your insurance needs. Scotty's right here in downtown Pikeville, home of the Scotty Burgers, Papa says.
I can still eat a hamburger, I just can't eat pork.
Oh, man. Well, at least you can eat a hamburger. That could be worse. The Loom right here on Cumberland Avenue, our next door neighbor, owner Judy Yates. You can go see her for all your alteration needs. I got it.
Right.
I got it right. Farm Bureau Insurance, go see Matt Massengale and his friendly staff down at Farm Bureau Insurance in South Pikeville by Putnam Reed Funeral Home. The offices of Emma Boynton, Michael Walker, and Lisa Wheeler at the Buttsville County Courthouse. Mag's Auto Sales, which is where Though Campbell's restaurant was.
Right, Highway 30 West.
Highway 30 West, yes. And Morgan Brothers, which is where the Rock House Cafe used to be.
Right,
North Pikeville.
right.
So thanks to all of our sponsors. And We'll be right back for some Albertology. That's coming up right after the break.
Stay tuned, folks.
Welcome back to the Albert and Billy Show. And it is time for some Albertology, Papa.
All right. I'm glad you let me have a part of the show today, Billy.
It's even
Albert and Billy.
Even named after you.
Yeah. What about
Yeah,
that?
don't you feel special?
My greatest claim to fame.
Right.
And it's about over.
Albertology.
All right. Baseball, I told you, is supposed to start next month. There are 2 movies that have been made about baseball, and I want to point out the flaws that occurred in the movie that was never caught.
Really?
2 flaws. One of these is called The Natural.
Yeah.
This was Robert Redford. Do you remember that? Back in 1984.
I've heard of it.
Okay.
Must have been a big
But
movie.
anyway, the character he played was Roy Hobbs, and he had a home run in the 9th inning that hit the clock and tore it all to pieces,
Really?
and everyone was celebrating as he rounded the bases. Photographers swarmed the field, and people in the stands are leaving the game, you know. Here's the flaw. The home run that he hit was for the New York Knights. They were the visitors. The other team was supposed to have a bat.
Oh my God.
They were supposed to come up to bat because they were the home team.
Right, and they couldn't.
But the ball game is over, everybody. But that was the way the movie was written, that he hit the home run and the game is over. But it was the top of the inning, not the bottom.
Okay.
So that's an error. That was a flaw.
Yeah.
The second one, the name of the movie was Hardball. It was in 2001.
Okay.
And this character, Connor O'Neill, took his little league team to play to see a game in the Chicago between the Cubs and the White Sox.
Yeah.
They were going to Comiskey Park.
I remember a little bit of this.
All right. But whenever the filming is going on, here's the little league ball players going in. They're in Detroit.
Oh wow.
And so everything says Detroit Tigers. But yet they were supposed to be going to see the Chicago Cubs and White Sox play.
Well,
so nobody caught it.
Wow, I can't believe that. That's
silly, but that's
crazy.
People, probably no one ever caught it, you see.
Yeah.
Did you, we drove by Ingalls Stadium the other day. Do you know that they renovated Ingalls Stadium for the movie 42? That was where the filming took place for the Jackie Robinson story. Ingalls Stadium in Chattanooga.
If I did know that, I forgot it.
It was a very good. I read the book, and I like the book.
Yeah.
But the story of Jackie Robinson, that was the reason I became a Dodger fan in 1947.
That is true. That is true.
He came to the big leagues, you know.
Yeah.
But speaking of baseball, this year has been a tough year for not just baseball, but all sports. Baseball began back in the 1840s. Can you imagine that? How long baseball? It's called America's pastime.
Yeah, it is. It is. I guess that's why.
But anyway,
maybe it's been around so long. I don't know.
Baseball has been around that long, but a couple of the announcers got my attention about baseball. One was Harry Carey. He was the play caller for the Chicago Cubs.
Yeah.
And one of his favorite sayings was, "Holy cow!" because of a certain play that a player made or a home run hit, or you know.
Yeah.
But I did not know this, but Phil Rizzuto was the announcer for the Yankees for 40 years.
Gosh.
I remember when Phil Rizzuto played shortstop for the Yankees.
Oh, really?
I do.
Dang.
So he was an announcer, and he used that same phrase, "Holy cow!"
Oh, really?
Yeah, I did not know that.
No, I've not heard him, but I remember Harry Carey.
You do?
Oh, yeah. And he would always do that. Was it the 7th inning stretch?
You better believe it.
Yeah.
They would stop and sing take me out to the ball game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he would lead the people in
That's
the
right.
direct. And if he had a star there as a co-announcer, he would let them lead.
That's right. That's
It didn't matter if they could sing or not.
No, didn't matter.
But you know, Billy, take me out to the ball game. You're at a ball game.
Yeah, no, it's true.
And you're singing "Take Me Out."
I like that tradition that they did, and I guess they don't do it now.
I don't know of another team that ever did it.
Me either.
But anyway, Babe Ruth said, "You just can't beat the person who never gives up." Babe Ruth.
I like that.
I've got something here about Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth was born George Herman Ruth, but he was known as Babe Ruth, and his moniker was the Bambino. I don't know why they called him that.
Oh, really?
But anyway, he was born in 1895.
Mm-hmm.
So back in the early 1900s, he was put up for sale by the Red Sox. They owned him at that time. In the 1920, and they sold him to the Yankees.
That's a big mistake on their part.
He was the first player
Definitely
to hit 60 home runs in a season. That was in 1927. He had been traded to them in 1920. That was before my time.
Right.
But there is a baseball bat in Louisville, Kentucky, at the Louisville Slugger Museum and Library and Factory, and it is a 68,000 pound, 120 foot high replicable of Babe Ruth's bat.
Okay.
And it was made there in Louisville. I think all the bats used by Major League Baseball are made by the Louisville factory.
Probably so.
But anyway, they said that a curse was put on the Boston Red Sox for selling him to the Yankees.
Yeah,
and they said,
almost seemed like it for a long time too. You know what?
Yankee Stadium was built, and they called it the house that Ruth built.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what it was called.
I mean, it took the Red Sox nearly 100 years to win a championship, so.
But they finally did.
They finally did.
All right. This is some celebrity dads that were able to work behind the scenes to get to work with somebody in their family.
Okay.
Martin and Charlie Sheen played in a movie together back in 1987.
Oh, did they?
The name of the movie was Wall Street.
Oh, yeah, they
remember
did.
Jerry Stiller from one of the comedy shows? I can't remember. Maybe it's Everybody Loves Raymond.
Yeah.
But Ben and Jerry Stiller played together in 2000.
Oh, in Zoolander.
And then Ryan
the dad was on King of Queens, and he's funny. They're both funny.
Ryan and Tatum O'Neal in Paper Moon back in '73. That's a long time ago. That was your big graduate.
She was a child star.
Yeah. And then Henry and Jane Fonda on Golden Pond back in 1981. Boy, he was the star in Grapes of Wrath.
Oh, really?
And then you got Bruce and Rumor Willis.
Father and daughter.
Hostage.
Yeah.
2005. And Will and Jaden Smith.
Yeah.
Daddy and Daughter.
The Pursuit of Happiness.
In 06.
Lloyd Jeff Bridges, Blown Away.
I remember Lloyd Bridges.
Yeah. Yeah, he was on those airplane movies too, I believe.
He was good, buddy.
And the other one, Eugene and Dan Levy. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
That was a real popular show called Schitt's Creek, and that's literally the name of the show. That's the name of the town.
Let's don't talk about that.
Well, it ended up being a huge hit. It was crazy.
Okay, Wednesday will be the first day of July. Saturday will be the 4th of July.
Oh, yeah.
These are people that were born on the 4th of July.
Oh, let's hear that.
Tom Cruise.
Didn't know that.
Neil Simon, he was a playwright. He's very famous. Stephen Foster, you wouldn't remember Stephen Foster, but way down up on the Swanee River. You remember that, but he was a composer.
Okay.
Eve Marie Saint, an actress.
Post Malone.
Gina Lollobrigida. 1927 was when she was born.
Oh.
Geraldo Rivera.
Yeah, Geraldo.
He was born in 43. Patricia was born in 43. Nathaniel Hawthorne, born in 1804. He was an author. Very good writer. Very good
Must
writer.
have been, because I have heard of him.
Andrew Zimmern.
Oh, he's a chef.
Yeah, good. I've seen a lot of his shows, buddy.
Yeah.
And Malia
Obama.
She's born in 98. I guess you know who she is.
Yeah.
All right.
Well.
This made the news this week. Because of the coronavirus, in Georgia, their Senate took up an issue, a piece of legislation that was brought to their attention. They decided, since a lot of the bars had shut down, and today a lot of bars are having to reclose because of an uptick in the number of cases that have been discovered. But the Georgia Senate, back on Tuesday of this past week, they made the sale of alcoholic beverages, booze, wine, and liquor available to grocery stores and places that sold it. They can take it to the door of their customers.
Yeah, I don't blame them.
Don't do without. Let me bring it to you.
Right.
That just blew my mind. That blew my mind. I ain't lying.
Yeah.
Did you know, with its title taken from the Battle Hymn of the Republic was Carolyn's favorite song. And one of the phrases in it, where the grapes of wrath are stored, John Steinbeck, when he wrote the novel The Grapes of Wrath, one about grapes, he got that line from that song, the Battle Hymn of the Republic. But what he was telling in that story that he wrote and made into a movie, I told you Henry Fonda played in it. There was a family that lived in Oklahoma during the Dust Bowl. Their name was Joad, Joad. And instead of the novel and the movie being about a family in their grape orchard, it was their problems that they went through, problems they were going through because of the Dust Bowl. I mean, the sand just kept on doing everything. They left home and went in search of a better life by going to California. And they were in this old jalopy and the whole family, and they wind up. But their pursuit of a good life was always elusive. They never did find it, but they followed, trying to get jobs in California, following the crops.
Okay.
But anyway, that's
So
did
that's
you know?
Okay. I did not know. A lot of people did not know.
I've got 3 celebrity ciphers. I'm going to take time to read all 3. Mother Teresa is first. Mother Teresa is an outstanding figure in history.
Definitely. Yeah.
I don't know of any woman that ever made I admire Helen Keller for the changes in her life and how she became such a famous person. But anyway, Mother Teresa.
Blonde,
yeah. And then, of course, Anne Sullivan, the one that worked with her to get her to be able to communicate. That's tremendous, too.
Yeah.
But Mother Teresa says, never worry about numbers. Help one person at a time, and always start with the person nearest you.
Good philosophy.
Very wise there.
Yeah, definitely.
Adrian said this: our flag is not just one of many political points of view, but rather the flag is a symbol of our national unity. Did you read where Mississippi voted to take the Confederate flag out of their state flag?
No, I didn't.
Happened yesterday or today. Yeah, it happened yesterday.
I'm not shocked. I've never seen
No,
live.
I'm not
Yeah.
surprised at all. But Jane Goodall said this: "Here we are, the most clever species ever to have lived. So how is it we can destroy the only planet we have?"
Well, yeah. Who said that now?
Jane Goodall.
Well, she's got a point. She's got a very good point.
All right, Reader's Digest. I'll read a few. Then I'll have some jokes.
Okay.
But these are good. Alton Brown, he's a TV personality. He said, "I have a confidence now that comes from a combination of years of experience and just not caring anymore." I'd say that is something people develop after so long a time. They just get to the point they don't care anymore.
Yeah, I think so.
Julie Holmes said this: "Our job as parents is to put ourselves out of the job." Get them grown, buddy. I can remember being tickled to death when each one of our kids graduated, particularly Paula. Forgive me, Paula. Channing Tatum said this. He's an actor.
Yeah.
Or she. Life is too short to miss out on the beautiful things like a double cheeseburger.
That's right.
I like a cheeseburger. I never have tried a double cheeseburger.
Just every once in a while.
And Diane von Furstenberg, she's a designer.
Think
She
like
said,
fashion, yeah.
"I listen to everyone, then I do what I want."
Well.
That's good advice. All right.
Alrighty then.
I love the dress that I bought at a flea market. It fit perfectly, and the skirt was a swirl of intricate pleats. I wore it confidently to an evening party and glowed when a woman exclaimed, "Oh, how stunning!" Yes, I was grinning ear to ear because that woman noticed my skirt until she added cheerfully, "Hang on to it, honey. Pleats will come back in style someday." I don't think she liked her skirt after all. I guess
that wasn't a compliment.
I guess some of my ties, you could say that about my ties. Clay Robertson. Listen, do you know Clay Robertson?
Of course.
He was an employee of First National Bank.
Mm-hmm.
He and I worked at the funeral home. He and I swapped ties one time.
Oh, okay.
I gave him all my ties and he gave me all his ties. I don't know how that ever happened.
Why did y'all do that?
I don't know. One of us had to come up with the idea, and I don't know which one. I really don't.
That's pretty good, Pop.
Southerners are born storytellers. So when Garden and Gun asked a typical Southern tale, asked its readers to spin a typical Southern tale with just 5 words.
Mm-hmm.
This is what they got. Southern.
Okay.
Somebody done ate the biscuits. Fry it, then try it.
That's right.
Let me see now. I gotta have the other page to that. I don't have it, so I can't read that one. Okay, shore things. This shows a shark. Lobsters would be proud of themselves if they knew how expensive they were.
Yeah, they would be, wouldn't they? They would pay a lot of money to eat them.
Casey bought a live lobster and brought it home to cook it.
You're kidding me.
I ain't lying.
When did she do that?
One day last week.
Did she do it?
Yeah. And Carolyn used to love lobster. She would order a lobster tail.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, lobster tail was $30, $35. But we paid it.
Yeah.
But one time over at Red Lobster.
Mm-hmm.
Carolyn and I went over there to eat one night, and all of a sudden she ordered shrimp, the same as I did. And I said, "Well, honey, what happened to your lobster?" She said, "I realized Albert is too expensive." She probably figured out, cheap cheapo here wouldn't pay for it, but but I always bought her supper, whatever she wanted.
Did you not like lobster?
Never tried it.
Okay. Oh my God, Allie.
Well, if you like lobster,
Wow.
have you ever tried crawfish?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
You eat crawfish. They're to fish with, Billy.
The lobster's good.
I'm
Lobster's
jealous
real
of
good.
turtles. They can go home whenever they want to. Just stick their head back.
Oh yeah, that's right. They can.
I've never been more disappointed than when I found out the Miami Dolphins football team was made up entirely of people.
Yeah.
Miami Dolphins. You know Dr. Sanjay Gupta? He's on
CNN.
CNN.
Yeah, I think so.
He's a doctor.
Mhm.
Okay, he says, it really is the greatest privilege given by one human being to another to care for them at their most vulnerable time, to restore them to health when their bodies have betrayed them. They may barely know you, but at that moment, you're the most important person in their life.
Oh, I like that.
A doctor.
Yeah.
I have a heart doctor, Dr. Gershon Perry.
Mm-hmm.
Gershon is the name of Moses' son.
Oh.
You didn't know that, did you?
There's a good did you know?
There's a reason. I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah.
There's a reason it took an American to invent the rocking chair. Even when we're sitting still, we like to feel like we're still in motion.
I know. I know a lot of people that do that.
During a job interview at the 99-cent store, my son was asked, "Where do you see yourself in 5 years?" He said, "Working at the dollar store." I want to progress. I want to advance.
I love it. That's great.
I've got two more.
Okay.
An interesting fact. A shark will only attack you when you're wet.
Okay.
Could a librarian be called a bookkeeper?
Absolutely.
Could a referee be called a game warden?
Definitely.
Could a dairyman be called a cowboy?
Yeah. Yeah.
Could a cabinet maker be a president?
Yeah. Yeah.
I like that.
I like those.
I also wrote a novel. No, that's another one. Two guys stole a calendar. They each got 6 months. My stepdaughter, Pamela, was a veterinarian. Is a vet. She was visiting her aunt when this is a true story.
Okay.
When she noticed a butterfly flying erratically around the room. I've noticed butterflies, they don't fly, they flit. You watch a butterfly, they flit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
They caught the butterfly in their hands, and Pamela realized, she was a veterinarian, that a quarter of its wing was missing. So while Aunt held the wings with a toothpick, Pamela performed surgery on the butterfly, and she took a napkin and contact cement and made an artificial wing to go with the part that was missing.
Oh.
And a minute later, they released the butterfly and it flew out of the room.
Oh.
Flew back in and settled on her heart.
Oh, really?
That's
a true story?
Let me tell you another true story.
It's not a joke, but that's a good story.
I was fishing on Watts Bar Lake with DeWitt Carter.
I remember DeWitt Carter.
We had decided to go from one side of the lake to the other side. We're in the middle of the lake.
Okay.
Here comes a butterfly flitting. And the butterfly landed on my lower lip.
Huh.
So help me.
That's crazy.
Blew my mind.
Yeah.
Blew my mind. Okay. I'll tell you one or two of mine.
Tell two jokes. Whoa. 2 jokes, that's it, yeah. Since you got off gear, that was a great story, yeah. Wasn't a joke, but it was good.
A countryman, deep in dyspeptic despair, once called upon the local doctor, who gave him some dietary advice and wrote him a prescription for some tonic, saying, "Take this and come back in a fortnight."
Okay.
In 10 days, the patient came back blooming and happy and quite well. Delighted and not a little proud of his skill, the doctor asked to see the prescription that he had given the man, having forgotten what it was in the meantime. And the man said, "I don't have it." "Well, where is it?" the doctor said. "I took it like you said." "I know, but where is it?" "Well, you told me to take it, so I ate it."
Wasn't supposed to do that, was it?
One more.
All right, that's the last
The
one.
meaning of a miracle.
Okay.
Having preached a sermon on miracles, a priest in Ireland, while walking homeward, was asked by one of his congregation to explain a little more clearly what a miracle meant. "It's a miracle you want to understand?" asked the clergyman. "Then walk on ahead of me a little and I'll try to think of how I can explain it to you." So the man walked on a little in front of him, and the priest came after him and gave him a tremendous kick. "Oh!" roared the man. "What did you do that for?" "Did you feel it?" asked the priest. "To be sure I did," replied the man.
Yeah.
"Well, then it would have been a miracle if you had not."
Well, that's pretty bad.
So that's how you explain a miracle. How, if you had not felt it, it would have been
causing pain. Well, that was a good one.
I like that. I like
yeah, those were good ones. All right, folks. Well, it is time to say goodbye. And
been a good ride.
oh yeah, and like I said, we want to thank all of our fans.
Thank you for being so patient with
viewers.
me. You had to listen to whatever I had to say under Albinology.
That's right. So we've had a great time. I want to thank all of our fans and our producer, Miss Allie Pursley, as she is off to her new job this week, I do believe. And so we want to thank her for a 4-year run.
She's been here with us all this time,
Yeah.
through the thick and thin, through the ups and downs, and she kept a record of all the boo-boos.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of them.
Mostly mine.
But don't forget though, you can still listen to us right here on WUAT AM 1110 every Friday live at 2 o'clock. So we'll still be around.
As long as we're able. As long as I'm able, but you'll find somebody to take my place.
No, let's not get crazy now. But anyway, thank you everyone, and so long, folks.
Been a good ride.